right, that's it.
All right, we're talking about something about agents, right? What is it today?
Real estate agent to do your BPOs. Get a real estate agent to pull comps.
That's it.
Yep.
All right, man. I need you to walk us through.
Comps. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to start us off briefly. And what I want you to do is I want you to walk us through everything from start to finish, okay? I want you to walk us through everything from start to finish. Essentially, ladies and gentlemen, when you do real estate, you're going to need an agent to pull properties for you. And in its simplicity, you want those properties to be pulled in a manner in which it serves you. Your computer restarted because of a problem. All right. So, anywho, you say, hear me now? All right, my computer's restarted because of a problem. You're going to, let me get more realistic here.
Yeah.
Get more realistic. My agent knows that I want a certain type of house, not built after 1985. Well, this is when I was doing single family. I don't do this anymore, but not built after 1985. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I forget the square feet. I think is it 2,000? No, I think 2,000. Yeah, between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet. It can be no bigger than that. And it must be in areas in which houses are being bought and purchased or is bought and sold in 60 days or 30 days or less. 60 days or less, 30 days or less. She can't send me any other criteria. So she goes in, she moves her little fingers, sets a little query, and every time something matches that, I get kicked the email. And then what I do then is, I get kicked the email, and then the email always also comes with comps that I can compare to. Forgot to mention that. It's very important. It also comes with comps that I can compare to, and then from those comps or comparables is what you would call it, then I make an assessment on whether I should make an offer on this house. Simple explanation. We're going to go deeper, but Maurice, you're going to be the star of this one because there's a lot of technical babble and other stuff that I need you to walk us through. Like we don't know anything you talk about. Take it from the beginning. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Yep. Okay. I'll wait till everybody join in. It's like, just you mentioned earlier in the first class, everybody saying, wait till everybody join in. That was a perfect point you made. So that is a little joke, but so comparables.
No, I just got it. I got it late. Yeah, so hey, man, wait till you join in. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Wait, we hit 100. We hit 100. We're gonna start. No.
Yeah.
With comparables, real estate owned with comps, right? Comps is just short for comparables, market comparables. So
I lost you. You still there?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there you
Hello?
go. There you go. Okay. We get. You get. Last thing we heard was comps is just comparables.
Okay. Yep. So pardon me, I hit me by mistake. So comps is comparables, short for comparables. And the topic is get your real estate professional to pull REOs for you. Get your realtor, real estate professional to pull REOs for you. Now, I just want to mention about realtor and Brandon. Realtors have did the brilliant job, as we talk about the brilliant job of making. When you think of realtors, you think of real estate agents. They did a brilliant job of branding in that way. Realtors is a brand, and they're a third-party entity. Realtors is the National Association of Realtors that trademarked the realtor symbol. Realtor is a realtor. So when you think real estate, we see realtor, most people think, oh, you know, and that's an example of the type of branding you talk about, Antonio, because when you think of that, you definitely think of realtor, of a real estate professional. So realtor is a trademark name, and it belongs to the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. I'm a realtist, you know, happens to be a subscriber, a member of NAREB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers. That's a conversation we can get into and talk about another time. I just wanted to throw that out there about realtor. Yeah, you know, and that's a branding tool tactic that they are very successful in.
Yeah, you should get into it. I didn't know any of that.
So
I didn't know any of that. You should get into it.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So realtor is national. They was established in the 1920s, I believe. And there was association. It was a third-party association. They are actually one of the largest lobbying entities in the real estate. They lobby for a lot. They have a lot of power in the real estate industry. They're advocates for the real estate professional, and what comes with that is they also become they have to take the good with the bad. So anytime anything happens, steering, redlining, blockbusting. Steering is when you steer clients away from a particular area because of one of the protected classes. So protected classes, and you steer a client from the south side of an area to the north side because you feel that they're better suited to be living in the north side for your own reasons. So steering, that's pretty much what steering is. Blockbusting is when a person sells and they bust up the block, or they go around and say, hey, somebody, one of the protected classes moved in up the street. You better get ready to sell your property. Once one move in, that's when it all happens, and it all deals with the protected classes. So that, and then, redlining deals with the money portion, insurance and banking. When you don't lend or you want, yeah. So, all right. Realtors, when they was established in the early 20s, they're definitely an entity that is a lobbying entity. However, in the 20s, we weren't able to be realtors until in the 20s, and realtors, they were on the side of, it was on the wrong side of history, and at that point, because blacks and minorities were not able to be real estate agents at that time. This was around the time 1968, the Fair Housing and all that happened. And 1968 Act, the Fair Housing Act of 1968 happened as a result of history that we know about, Martin Luther King being assassinated, and 7 days right after that, that's when that act was signed into, or it was signed in. Just prior to that, NAR and NAREB and blacks and those fighting for rights to be able to purchase real estate was on the front line, and they were in a battle to be able to have the ability to even buy real estate, own it, much less, when we still have deeds. So that's we have deeds that say that you can't even sell to a minority, much less, lease own. The only way that they could be able to be part of a property is that they're short stay there, and as long as they're working, that's the only tie to this real estate that they can have. So just that part of it is one part of the of why NAREB exists, and why I'm just really mentioning realtor and realtist and real estate professional. So know that when going in, that when you go after, seek out now. And here's another point too: if you can seek out a realtist in your area, you'll find a good quality agent to work with. There's a bunch in Texas. There's some people in Texas I know that are very good. Andrea Cooks, she's a good. She owns the exit agency there. But my point for mentioning any of that is that most of the realtors are very sharp and educated, and they're in the know, and they know their industry and they know their market. So you're going to get a person that knows what they're doing and know their stuff. So I just wanted to kind of define that realtor and realtist. And
that makes plenty of sense. Whoever would have known? There's so much history. Okay, so how can I'm gonna feed you a few questions. I don't know real estate at all. How can I go get an agent?
Okay. So first thing you want to do is identify first. start with me. You don't know anything about real estate. Identify where you are. And I like to say, come into real present time right now. Just get present. Where am I at right now? What room am I looking at? What's the color of the wall? That to that point. Come into present time and identify my role and what I'm looking for. Identify what exactly I'm doing. Okay, I want to buy a real estate piece of property. I want to buy a property, and I want it to be my first investment property. I'm gonna still stay living where I'm at, or I'm identify where I'm at, and what exactly I want to do, and know exactly that. And then at that point, you can identify the proper agent. Because a lot of times, if you just go and just say, I'm gonna pick a realtor or somebody that's, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call the nearest agent, the first agent I come into contact with, sure, they're gonna tell you, sure, I can help you, and like going back to the Dunkin' Donuts story, it's like pulling up the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through window, asking for 8 quarts of 0W20. And, and they ain't gonna be able to give it to you. They pour liquids. They can they're gonna fill you up, but it's gonna be coffee, or some hot chocolate. You know what I mean? So, so make sure that the specialist, the real estate professional you find, identifies with what your task is and your role is. Start out from the foundation. You got foundation right. Then when you build, the higher you build, you have a sturdy, structure. So if you start at the beginning and having the foundation where you have the right agent for the right job, for the right task. So if I'm looking for an REO agent or someone that's going to be REO is real estate owned. That's the term that the bank use. That comes real estate owned because it's real estate that's owned by the bank. It was once owned by someone else. So it becomes real estate owned REO, and that's the term that's used for real estate owned. So let's say I'm just going to pick this target for this purpose. I want to buy my first piece of real estate, and it's bank-owned real estate. And so, I heard that I could find some good deals from HUD and Fannie Mae. I heard that the deals were out there. I heard that the best way I could find information, I could get some good deals with HUD. So that's the target. That's the path I'm going down. So what I need to do is go find me a REO HUD listing broker. Why is that important that you want to find that broker? Because he's equipped. When you do a HUD transaction, and first, one of the other things just to kind of be mindful of is there's no cookie cutter nothing in real estate. There's nothing that is like one size fit all. There's not every deal, every.
So Deanna, you've been trying something new here, and you like it, right?
Yes, sir. I definitely do. If you experience stress or anxiety or chronic pain or have trouble sleeping at least once a week, Antonio, we are no longer alone in this. Many of us do. So personally, I experience having issues trying to stay focused, as well as sometimes I just don't sleep throughout the night. I wake up maybe every hour, every other hour, and not staying focused. I'm scattered brain. I have projects that are not completed, and then waking up because I'm not able to sleep. I'm waking up drained, not full of energy. Sometimes I kind of doze off during trainings, and that's just not good. But guess what?
You definitely doze off during training. That's for sure.
I do, and I'm so sorry. But I was searching for anything that would help me, and guess what? I discovered Feels. It's FEALS. And what it is, it's a premium CBD delivered directly to your doorstep. It feels as naturally, helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleepiness. Now, when it comes to me staying focused and finishing projects, and I don't know if you have noticed, but I have been flooding your messages with completed projects lately. And
You've been on it, man. You've been on it. You've been on it, and I'm grateful. Feels, I am grateful to you. FEALS. I'm grateful. Actually, you even got me a 50% discount, Deanna. So I've been trying it, and I'm feeling really good this morning. I woke up this morning, 2:13 a.m., ready to work. I've been working since 2:13 a.m. this morning. I read a whole 500-page book. That's the truth. I'm not just saying that, but you know that. I literally read a 500-page, or actually 600-page book this morning. And I've just been on it. So I'm just grateful for you. You are my COO, so when you recommend a brand, I tend to listen. But please keep telling me about it, because you know more about it than me. You introduced me to the product.
Yes, sir, definitely. So as you know, what you do is you place a few drops of Feels under your tongue, and you can feel the difference within minutes. What I learned is that the thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is extremely important, because it's different for everyone. Me, preferably, I prefer in the 600 milliliter, I prefer the 40, I'm trying to remember the 40% dosage that you get, because it just helps keep me focused. And then when it's time for me to rest at night, that's the one I use. So everyone's dose is different. And so they said,
I'm a bit heavier than you, so I'm doing just a tad bit more than you. But no, I feel great. I don't get that over CBD high or something like that. It makes the important part here is it feels good using Feels, and that's what's really important. Really important.
Yes, it definitely feels good, and because it's all natural, you don't get that high or that hangover or the addiction of it. It's literally because it's all natural. And the other thing about it is, which I thought was absolutely awesome, is that they offer a free CBD hotline to help guide you for your personal experience. So if you have questions about it, you can definitely give them a call.
Right. Absolutely. And we did that. We were on the phone. Was it Matt, or was it? I think it was Matt.
Yes.
We were on the phone with. Yes, it was Matt. Yes, sir. We were on the phone with Matt. Matt sat down with us for 20 minutes. So that's all about the product, how the way they extract it from the source in itself, and just all sorts of stuff. A lot of people, because it's important to get it from the greatest extraction point possible. It's like a fresh cup of coffee, or so to speak. Now they're getting it before it comes out the ground. Just amazing things that they do. So I thought that was my favorite part about that. So I'm really excited about it. Anything else I should know? Because you're teaching us. You're teaching me.
Yes. You can actually join the Feels community to get Feels delivered to your door every month. They have a membership, and you'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel at any time.
So how do we get it?
So what you do is you go to feels.com, FEALS.
Become a member today by going to feels.com/success. And you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/success to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feals.com/success. FEALS.com/success.
Man, sounds great to me. Just got mine yesterday and already tried this morning. You got yours a week ago, so you're doing pretty good with it. And it comes in a nice, pretty package, too. I do like their package.
Yes,
a nice delivery.
Doesn't it? I thought that was absolutely awesome. And then they give you the different examples, the different sample sizes. So they give you how to sample it to test your level. So once you start with the actual product, you already know what level it is, so you're not experimenting with your actual oil. They actually give you the experimental. So I'm grateful for them for doing that.
Transaction is different. Every investor is different. Every scenario is different. No matter how much it appears saying, just there's no cookie cutter way to look at it. So and go into every transaction with that expectation and knowing that it's different. Even though it's the twin, it's the second half of the twin that you bought last year. It's going to be different. It's the same, right there, it's going to be different. So you found out that you want a HUD property, and that you found that you can get some good deals. So hone in on just that market. So let's say if I'm looking for REOs and I found out that I want to do HUD properties, I'm going to focus and become the best that I'm able to become at and proficient in understanding that what I'm looking for me. And then I'm going to be equipped because once I'm as good at it or proficient as I can become at it, then who I seek out is going to be just as proficient, if not. Well, we attract to us who we are, and then so if I'm, and then it always start with me. It always start with you, and knowing that you have to put in the work to get out of it what you want. It's not like almost like a agent that comes to an office and expect the broker to feed them business and to make them. If you got to go into that situation knowing that I have to do the work, there's work I have to put into this, knowing that you're going to put in the work, and then your agent is going to be just that. He's going to be the broker. He's going to be the facilitator. He or she is going to be the facilitator to get you to the next stage of the game. Or so our REO broker, you want to identify the right broker. Very key. Very. I can't stress how much that is needed. Write that part down. That you want the broker to be a broker that specializes in whatever it is you're looking for. So if I'm looking for an REO, first property, I heard the deals are out there with HUD and bank-owned properties. So let's throw Fannie Mae in there too. HUD and Fannie Mae properties, right? Because here's why those deals are that way and they are good. Because when you get a HUD property, you purchase something that's called PMI, private mortgage insurance, or MIP, depending on what type of a loan it is. So you're getting private mortgage insurance on the property. So when you get private mortgage insurance on a property, it's just like any other insurance. That protects the mortgage. You borrow money. Money is just like a commodity. It's just like something you go pick up off the shelf. Borrow money is cheap. It's like a product. So you borrow money, just like a vehicle, your automobile. Think of money as being like your automobile, and you buy insurance for your automobile. It's the same principle. So mortgage insurance is purchased, and that mortgage insurance is in the event that you can't pay me back or you can't pay the bank back. Now, hence is why an FHA loan is not always the best loan for a person to get, because an FHA loan has mortgage insurance on it for the whole 30 years of the loan. A conventional loan is two types of loans you can purchase, or three types. But for the most part, that's in the industry, you're either going to get an FHA loan, conventional loan, or hard money, which is private money. So an FHA loan comes with, you have to purchase private mortgage insurance or mortgage insurance for that loan for the whole life of that loan. 30 years, you're going to pay whatever that dollar amount, $116.12 each month on that mortgage loan for mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. So at the end of the day, if we know anything, right, from any mortgage that we purchase, right, the amortization of it, how it's amortized. Amortized comes from the root word morte, right? Amortize. The root word morte means death. You kill off slowly. Kill off slowly. Morte in Spanish, I believe it means death. So amortize. You're amortizing the loan, and I don't want to get caught up in that. You talked about earlier, Antonio, making it too much. But amortizing the loan. So the amortization of a loan, the bank makes you pay off the interest first. So if you have a 30-year mortgage, the first 10 to 20 years of that mortgage, you're paying off the interest. You get it. It's all
very
right.
Glad you're talking about this.
Yeah,
very glad you're talking about this.
That thick pile of papers you get when you buy your loan, that loan is amortized over a 30-year period. And when they call it amortized over 30 years, so you're paying, the way you get your mortgage payment down to be so low is they amortize over 360 months, over 30 years. And they're amortizing it, and the payments are based on 30-year payout and your interest rate. So at the beginning, the first 10 to 20 years of the loan, you might pay on a $1,000 loan, $996 will go towards the interest only. So of that $1,000 payment, $4 goes towards principal. So that $200,000 loan now becomes $4 less than the first month. All that goes towards to the bank. So now here's, you paid into the bank, you paid your points, the cost of getting into the loan, you paid your, the points, all the fees that it's a closing cost, and all associated fees that go with acquiring a mortgage. You paid all that to the bank up front. Now they're getting all their money up front in by way of the way that it's amortized. So it's a $1,000 payment, $997 goes towards interest. The bank is recouping their money first, getting their money back first. I lent it to you now. So now on top of that, you have mortgage insurance. So that MIP, the mortgage insurance, once that loan defaults or the borrower defaults on their loan, the government don't own the loan. Fannie Mae or HUD, they're not in the business of giving money. They guarantee the loan. They guarantee that it will be paid. So a lot of people think that HUD is giving me this loan. A person they start losing, missing payments. They call HUD, or call HUD to get some help. HUD is really not the entity that's going to be able to help you. They're going to direct you to somebody that can help you. HUD, the government, just guarantees that loan. They say, all right, if they don't pay, if they meet these criteria, here are the steps, here's the criteria that they need to meet. X amount of FICO score, no missed payments in the past 12 months. The criteria they set, HUD says, all right, we'll back that loan. We don't even have a credit score. Another thing, that's a myth. And people think that, I have to have a certain credit score. VA loans and HUD loans don't have credit scores. It's the overlays that the bank put on it as a protection to make sure that they'll get paid. So the bank will say, okay, HUD's guidelines is no credit score needed. If it's challenged or there's challenges with it, we require a letter and let's look at it. Let's explore it, because HUD's purpose is to get people in homes. That's the whole design. That's what it was supposed to be designed for. Really, to get low-income people and minorities into the homes and people that would not necessarily be able to purchase a home. That's what it was. That was the purpose of it, or is the purpose of it. Hence is why also when you first buy a HUD property, the first 15 days is for owner-occupants. So it's out there in the public for owner-occupant first. Then it opens up to investors. Because again, the whole purpose of it is to get homeowners into the home. So, okay, now this is for the person that has never bought a home and you're looking at purchasing your first house. And I just want to get in the game. I don't know how. I just wanted to do it. I'm ready. Whatever it is, let's get it done. So I'm going to go and qualify. I got about 15 bands, and I'm going to, or 10 bands, maybe, even 7 or 8. What I like to say at this point is, don't wait until you have all the money. I'm gonna wait until I got it, because that time may not never come. Jump in it and get in it. When I bought my first house, I had enough money to put down a down payment, and I saw down the line getting the rest of it. I made the commitment, and then I just went after it. Like you said, make the commitment and figure it out after you get into it. So, as you figure it out, I write the rest along the way. I put the $1,000 down, or doesn't even have to be $1,000. Depends on where you're at. It could be $100. HUD will take $100. They have $100 down. My point is, don't let nothing stop you from getting started. If you're ready to start, start. Because the best thing that's going to happen is you're going to find out what I need to do in order to make it happen 2 months, 3 months, 6 months down the line, than to not do anything and then still be in the same position. So start right now. Whatever it is, start. Go and make up your mind to say, all right, if I'm ready to do it, whatever it is, I got. Whatever I have, wherever you're starting from, wherever it is you have, start from that point right there. Start from that point and get the process started and say, I'm going to find me a HUD home. You can look up properties in your area. They have their own website, hudhomestore.com. If you're looking, go ahead and go to that website, download that app on your phone and look at it every day. Look at it every day. Start, because here the importance of getting into it. And when I say present time, I mean, just take a minute right where you are right now and look around you. If you're in your car, look to you right. Identify wwhere you are. What's in front of you? What's right there? Right? What color is my steering wheel? The radio knobs. Look at, the room I'm in. What's in my room? What's around me? What's surrounding me right now? Where am I at? And I say present time because it's important to know to be in present time, you know, at all times when doing things, because it helps to make it real. And I'm only saying that to say that it's important to go out to visit some of these homes. Go stand in it, walk in the door, because you gotta own it, and you gotta go into agreement with yourself that I'm ready to do this. So the moment you put that conscious knowledge out, that conscious thought to do it, you already called it into your consciousness. You already called it into being, into existence. But it starts where you have to make the decision first to say, I'm going to buy this house, my first property. I'm buying it at whatever cost. Nope, I ain't got no money right now, but I got my income tax and I got $1,000, or I have $1,000 I can spare to put to the side towards it. And in 6 months, I can come up with the rest. I don't know what that rest, you know, I mean, identify what, okay, let me use this as a rule of thumb too, because I don't want to, that sounds like hocus pocus, just I don't know what the rest is. But for any loan, the rule of thumb is 3 to 9% will get you into the property. So if you're looking at a $100,000 house, you can say, it's safe to say that you can get into that house roughly for about $9,000. $9,000 is a rule of thumb, safe bet to say about $9,000 will get me into that property, right? So if I say I got a $100,000 home, now the other part of it is you get the right agent. Why it's important to have an agent that has done this before, that has done a HUD home before, and that has the experience of it, because that agent is going to tell you, okay, well, I can get you 3% of that $9,000 back in closing costs. So we can make our offer appealing enough to get that 3% put into that. So now you're down to 6 bands, right? 6,000 now, $6,000. You're at 6,000 now. So you just knocked that off. But you wouldn't have known that if you didn't get into it. You didn't jump in it and get into the process of it. So that's why it's important to get in it and realize. And the other part is go see the property. Go look at it. Ride by it. My first house, I used to walk by it on my way to the barbershop. I was cutting hair. I was a barber at that time. I think I was in barber school or just finishing up getting my license. And I used to walk by the house every morning, claiming it. Yep, in my head. Really didn't tell nobody. Sometimes you just can't tell everybody everything. You just got to move, and they see it once it's done. You know, a lot of times you just can't share everything with everybody, so you just have to do it. And especially if it's an idea that's not well and completely resolved within you, you definitely don't want to share it until it's like a seed. It goes down first. You don't see nothing, but it's taking root underground. And then when you see that first blade of grass that pop up, you know, you think it's light, little weak grass. It's not really that weak because it's already got roots underneath it. It's being held together by the roots. You don't know how many strands of roots is underneath it. But keeping that in mind, it's you know, keeping it in darkness. It's like they're going down. It's in darkness. It's dark down there. You know, dark earth until it's proper time. So I would walk by the house and claim it. It was a family member of mine, and you know, coming from where I had come from and being, had been incarcerated and, you know, those things, and, you know, really didn't have a whole lot of expectations, and a lot of people that thought that I could do it and would make it. Luckily for me, that was what was a big motivating factor for me. That because you said I can't, that means that really pushes me to make me do it even more. That's just that. So with that was really kind of a motivator for me. So I walk by the home, and I'm just saying this to say, go to the house that you identify with, if you're interested, I wouldn't say necessarily set up a showing to go in the house. But if you can, do that. Get inside the house, feel it, look at it, see your furniture in it, see you owning it, see you in the property, and walk away and leave with that, and then continue with the rest of the process, which happens to be to get the rest of your money up. Another thing you can do is also get your banker. You want the right type of banker and the right type of real estate professional. Also, the lender has to be one that specializes in that too. The lender has to.
You got to break all three of those down.
Okay.
You got to break all three of those. Yeah, because they.
Thank you.
The banker, the lender. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you. Please stop me anytime I get there. I appreciate you. So if so the lender, the bank is the person that provides the financing. So it could be any one of the banks that qualify. So HUD says we'll guarantee your loans that fit into this criteria. So the 12 of us, six of us, how many of us is on the line? We go into today, we say we're going to open us up a bank. The six, we're going to come and open up a bank. We got $500,000. We open up this bank and we're going to lend it. HUD says, okay, if you meet these guidelines, we'll guarantee those loans. So HUD says we'll guarantee those loans that you lend, provided they meet these requirements. So the lenders, Bank of America, any lender, we meet those requirements. We go to HUD and say, hey, we want to become a HUD approved lender. So as long as that lender meets that requirement, they can go and lend you the money for that particular property. So that's the bank. Any bank, USA. Your banker, they qualify. That's the person that's giving you the money, the financing to go and say, I'm gonna give you this $97,000 and $596,500 for the purchase of the house, but you got to come up with the other 6%, because we already found 3% that the bank is giving you back. So it's 9% it's costing you, it takes for you to get into this property. So you found 3, now you're down to 6. Now we're going to get that banker, or banker and the lender is the same. Let me make sure that clarify that. The banker and the lender is the same, meaning they're the source of money. They're the source of funds. Banking and lender can, definition-wise be different, but they're the source of financing, right, to get you into the property. So the bank is one, but you want the mortgage person that works for that bank, that's your point of contact, to be one that has done a deal or two like that before, that he specializes in HUD deals. He specializes in that type of a loan. Why is that important? So important because every area, there's things as different in New Jersey, in North New Jersey, that's different in South Jersey. It's the same state, but the South side of Jersey don't use attorneys, and North side of Jersey is always using attorneys. So it changes. Real estate really is that local. So your area is specific to you. It's not such a thing I can go and use. Real estate is that local. So you want a person that is understands that and that has done done that deal before. So you want to specialize in a person that does those loans. There's nuances in different parts of the loan and things that of the transaction that happens that a regular banker ain't gonna get. And if you really don't know, you'll think it's you. You'll think it's something that you've done, or you might think it's something that's going on, with your circumstances. But that lender, it all could be because of the choice of person. It's like picking a bad relationship, make the wrong choice, it just don't work out. You think it's you, but it's really picking the right choice and making sure that the industry expert that you choose is the industry expert that knows what and is accomplishing your present time, your real life situation that you want to accomplish. So I want to accomplish it, and I'm saying, okay, I want to own a home. I'm not mixing up, my first home with wanting to be an investment home. Nope, I'm staying focused on this track of I want to own my first home, buy my first home that I don't have now, and how do I get in it? Okay, I found 3%. I can get 3% and add that in, leave that into the bank is going to give me 3% of the cost to get into it. So I need 9,000 or 9 points. A point is 1% of the loan amount. So that's real estate lending. 1 point is 1% of the loan amount. So I need 9%, 9 points, 9 to get into the loan. The bank is going to give me 3 back. That's usually the way it goes with a bank or with a when a bank is fine, when a bank is with an REO or foreclosure. However, if you find a property that's owned by a person, they can give you 6% back. Now you found 6 points. Now you're only coming to the table with 3%. So the other thing is you can get down payment assistance. Now the down payment assistance can go with the banker's portion. So in your research, you're going to be looking up down payment assistance. How much, depending on the property you find, if the property is a HUD property, if it's a property that's a bank-owned property, let me just say a bank-owned, foreclosure or bank-owned, the maximum you can get back usually is going to be 3% of it. When I say get back, is you're getting 3% of the closing costs to help you get into that property. So they're financing the closing costs for you to get into the property. So 3% of the cost, you're financing and being financed by, you're going to finance it over 30 years. What difference do it make? It's about 25, it's about $10 per 100. What is it? 20, what is it? $25 per 100.
Yeah.
1,000.
Hold on, okay. You're dropping mad knowledge. Let me set you up with a few scenarios. I'm a veteran. I'm 65 years old.
Yep.
I want to get me a house. With all the information that you just said, tell me the steps. Best steps.
As a veteran, you can walk into that house with $0 as a VA. A VA loan, you walk into it with 100%. It's set up so as a veteran, not only can you as a veteran walk into the house with no money and just pay the fee.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Because they not listening. Hold on, let it rewind all that. 100%, no down, rewind all that.
Yeah.
Give it to them. Start over and give it to us.
So as a veteran with a VA loan, you can technically walk into the house with 100% less the fees. So you're gonna pay a fee, but it'll be minimal. It's not a lot, but you technically, and that's empowering as a veteran person that has been in. You can go technically. That's a niche market to somebody. For a real agent that's just doing the game, that's a whole niche market for you to tackle, and just target the veterans and VA loans, and just do that and be a VA agent and just do those, because you technically there's no there's no there's no what do you call it, no credit. So because it's HUD, it's technically HUD. That goes with VA and HUD. They don't have a credit score requirement. The bank may have a credit score criteria or requirement, but the entity itself that's backing the loan don't. So they'll say you can go to a bank. Again, make sure you find that VA lender though, because I'm telling you, there's nuances to that. I've tried and tested this. There's nuances to it that a regular lender, sure, I can do it. They go and they go and look at the roster and say, these are the loans we can do. Sure, I can do it. But you want someone that has done it before, pretty much. Makes the loan a lot more smoother. Like you want a loan lender that has done a rehab loan before. But you can walk into that veteran loan, the VA loan, with your DD-214, I believe it's called, and you go and get that, and that's proof that you've been in the and you serve, and you take that DD-214, they verify it, the VA lender comes back, you can put down $100 on this property. It's designed just for that purpose, and that's a niche market, man. You just gave me an idea for any agent that's coming. That's I'm sending them right there to that, target that, that's a target market to target. As a niche market for an agent to go after and target, especially in this time right now where the veterans are not really, don't get the credit, don't being treated. I mean, that's just it's a good target audience to target to help, not, and make money while you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
so
I feel throw your alley-oop. I feel throw your alley-oop. You do it so good. You do it so good. I feel throw your alley-oop. I got somebody on the call right now. They own their own construction company. Okay, they own their own construction company.
Wow.
How can they partner with veterans and veteran lenders so they never have to worry about a check again? They can just serve veterans, right? And these houses, because of course these houses, these vendor loaded houses, they're not gonna need much work. You understand what I'm saying? But there may be an opportunity to work something up so they can be well. I don't know, but with your knowledge, I'm sure we have to, we might have to keep figuring this out. But with the knowledge you have right now, how can you steer us in some sort of direction?
Okay. Now you said a construction company, they do the construction, right?
Do construction. Wants to give back, all licensed, bonded, all that stuff. That's right. Want to partner with a lender and just get in on rehabbing or at least maintaining these houses, just so they can, maybe they can make an extra $2,000 a month. Some sort of basically, how can I get to predictable revenue? Because veterans aren't going to stop being veterans, and houses aren't going to stop being houses. How can I take my small company, and then attach myself to this predictable revenue? I'm not trying to game the system. I just want to be in the flow of such predictable revenue.
And we're not stopping going to war. So we're gonna continue to go to war more and more.
Fact.
So I would say attach yourself to find the top VA lenders in your area. Find the VA lenders that are doing VA loans and attach to them and identify them and partner with them. That way it's not just one VA company, but it's every VA lender, every VA, because
That's good.
every VA, you attach yourself to all of them in your area as far as you want to go. You can reach out 100, 200 miles out each way, 150 miles in each direction if you want, and get the top VA lender that you VA lender that's in that area and attach yourself to them. Hey, here's and your cause is you want to work with your cause is your cause, and attach so contact them. You will reach out to them, and you just reach out to them and offer them your service. Hey, I'm a licensed and bonded construction company, and we do specialize in working with VA. We work with VA veterans, and if you're talking to a VA lender, his primary audience may be VA lenders. Now, the other part of that is you might want to become HUD certified too, because then at that point, not only do you do the just the VA loans, you become 203K specialist, because there's a special type of lender, a contractor that does, the 203K rehab work. That is a steady flow of income that where I'm at, they can't even find reputable contractors for. You got a contracting company, I'm sure the same is happening there. The thing is getting in the right position in the right place, because you can't even find reputable contractors here. It's hard to find contractors. The thing is though, is I'm not saying you're not, but have integrity and don't take on more work than you can handle, and have a reputation of completing your jobs and just do what you can do. If you have to hire more to get to do more, but that's an industry in a field that is underrepresented and is understaffed. There's a need for companies, construction companies in this industry specifically to get that HUD money, that rehab money. So it would be to contact the VA lenders. So it would be a search, and the top 1% of those lenders that do VA loans, if they exist or where they are, you want to tap them and reach out to where they are. And how do you, that's one of the differences that NARAP offer, right? Because NARAP have networking events where not only is real estate professionals there, you got the contractors, the appraisers, every facet of the real estate industry is at these national conventions. We're going to one, I think it's May, in a couple months coming up. That's where we was in Vegas the last couple weeks ago. We was at one. All the people that are there that were the industry experts, appraisers, contractors. The podcast, I did a podcast with two interviews while we were down there. One was with an appraiser. One was with a lender, mortgage lender, and a broker. And he's from California. He has a mortgage company and a real estate brokerage company in California. My point for that is how you get to answer the question of how do you get in contact with them? You go where they are. So go where they are, go to your networking events, find a NARAP chapter in your area. That would be what I would suggest. Where are you at? What city are you from, Lisa?
She's in, I'll let her answer herself.
Baycliff, Texas, Galveston area, Galveston County.
Oh, Galveston, Texas. Oh, yeah. Texas is one of the largest chapters. Texas rules stuff when it comes to voting. Texas got a real heavy hand over there so Texas is large. So Texas got a large chapter there. So find your NARAP chapter. Andrea Coetzee is a big name there. You'll know her. She's a heavy hitter down there she got a real estate company. But find the local NARAP chapter there and partner with them because you can become a member as an allied member. Have your construction company become a member, and then you're in there's 90 chapters that have nationwide. Texas is one of the largest chapters. NAREB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and it's NAREB
Yeah,
The
that's what she was just
present
asking. Yeah,
happened
yeah.
being held
Sister,
from
you must have heard it.
Jersey
That's what
right
she
now.
was just asking.
Huh?
That's what she was just
Right.
asking. You must have just read her
What,
mind.
what it mean?
The NARRB, however you just said it.
Oh, okay.
Give it to
Yeah.
us again.
Yes, sir. Sure. NAREB. NAREB, NARAB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers. Man is in New Jersey right now. So he's right in my backyard. He's right here. The local president is right here locally. So but find a chapter in your area, NARAB, a chapter. Texas is you good. You know what I mean? You good in Texas. And my point is just to get with tie yourself and put yourself in, get in the room with them, with them and you want to get on that list get on the list. And all it takes is for you to do 1 or 2 jobs. Then you name 1 or 2 jobs with a VA vendor. And then because it's such a market that's so underrepresented and understaffed, you do 1 or 2 jobs in it, that your work is going to speak for itself, and that's the way it works with that industry. And I'm sure, there's a desert there when it comes to contractors that has it. And research that designation of what the requirements is to become an approved HUD contractor, because I'm telling you, they do not have enough people. Texas may be different. I don't know about Texas. I'm sure I can tell you for Jersey and Pennsylvania, there is hard to find reputable and good contractors that can get in there, get the work done in a timely manner, and get out. Your money's going to be there. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. No doubt. I'm hoping I ain't all over the place with it, but I want to make sure.
No, man, you're good. You're good, man. No. That's why. Let me tell you, bro. I knew to let you talk most of this episode. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is right up your alley, man. This next section. Because all I do as an investor is tell you what I want. You understand what I'm saying? So now you go use expertise. That's why I ain't said too much this episode. I ain't said too much because I'm smart enough to know that you done taught me 50 things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you done taught me 50 things. Let me throw you another situation, because I'm actually throwing you situations that are on this phone, on this call right now. Okay? Yeah, man. The alley-oops I'm throwing you are relevant to this call. Okay? I make 6 figures. I'm taking care of my wife. I'm doing my thing. You understand? I'm doing my thing. I make 6 figures, take care of my wife, doing my thing. Money's not tight, but I'm looking to get out of trading my time for money. How can I use my employer? How can I use my employer's money to then switch over and start investing in the real estate? Where should I start? Where should I go? Give me some steps.
All right. If I was in that situation,
I asked that question for Corey. He just got us alive.
You got off? Dang. Well, we got the recording.
Oh, yeah. No, keep on.
Yeah. No, sir. Yo, so I would sit down and have a real conversation with myself, a present time conversation, and take a look at inventory and where I'm at and what it is, and say, okay, first of all, begin to steal away. Nobody know. I'm starting to plant a seed. I'm throwing that seed, digging a hole and dropping the seed in it. Plant better. You always teach it, man. I'll begin to plant better by first stealing away, and I would drop a seed and start going to work to make a way while I'm still underneath my employer. And anything, if there's any schooling or education that's offered that employers will pay for, I'm taking advantage of it. So some courses, right, in real estate, college courses will satisfy as the equivalent for your real estate license. So if my employer is willing to pay for my real estate license course, sometimes the course is not as much, it's under $500 in most cases, right? But there's courses that your employer may pay for, that are college-related courses that you can get them to pay you for, and maintain a C average or whatever, however that works, and it'll be paid for by the employer. That's one way to do it. You know, maybe take a little long time doing it. That way it's a lot. Real estate class, you can probably get it in 10 days. But I would just say steal away and start finding a way to get one property, man. Because one property purchased right can find that's a college tuition for your child. If your child is born now, buy a property to pay their college tuition today. So that way you ain't got to worry about it. If you buy a property and keep it, by the time they go to college, it'll be paid for, halfway paid for, at least, because real estate appreciates if you buy right, though. The key is getting the right person at the foundation. So I'm just saying, you know, start, if you steal away and find a way to utilize, you know, whatever options your employer is providing to pay for the education-wise, but at night, take the real estate course, get educated, and get the information, even if it's, you don't have to take the course, and you know, but just get informed by the individuals that's giving you what you need. You know, sift through what it is that you know that's really gonna help you really get there. Not the stuff that's selling you to sell you, you know, sell you in a way that, you know, you get more than what you pay for when you get ATS from Antonio and what he provides, man. You know, so you know real when you see real, you know, and just get that information, whether you take a course. First of all is getting informed and educating yourself about the process, and enough about the process that's going to help you to get to where you need to get to, you know. And I think that that's the first step, is really getting your mind right and going into agreement with it. Because to come out of trading time for a paycheck mentality is a process, and is a thought, and it's a mindset, you know. So I have to get to a place where, okay, I'm gradually unthinking that process. I'm gradually you know, undoing that. I gotta, you know, I have to think and totally think different, you know. And so I need to get around other people that's already done that, or other people that's striving to do that, you know, and get around those people and see how they're doing it. There's nothing wrong with pledging allegiance to your brother, so long as you don't break your allegiance. And I know nobody don't know what that means. It may not mean what that means, but it's nothing wrong with me pledging my allegiance to you and following your example. And as long as we're being true to one another, you know, I can pledge my allegiance to you as long as it's in truth. You know, we have the best intent for one another. We have the best intent. I don't know what you know as it comes to whatever that field is. You don't know what I know when it comes to that, but we collectively, I'm pledging my allegiance to you and my all, in a sense that, you know, so if a person knows more than what I know, I can get on the path with him and work and follow that until I'm strong enough to add my own flavor to it, if that makes sense. I'm strong enough to branch off and, you know, and then do it myself. So it first starts with education and knowledge and becoming the best informed as best as you can about what you want to do and how you want to get there, and doing it that way. So yeah, that's
perfect, bro. Perfect. No, perfect. Appreciate you, man. Give us some finest words and take us on out of here.
All right. So with finding a real estate professional, subscribe to Start Now, don't wait. Start now, even the process, because it doesn't cost you a thing to start the process of making up your mind to buy something or to get into it. It don't cost one dime to make up your mind and say, I'm going to do this. Like you said, after the day's cast, that we had to make up our mind to put that live show on. It ain't cost a dime for me to do it. I'm doing what you just said, to start that show, that first cast, you know, or so it doesn't cost anything to do, to make up your mind to say, I'm going to buy my first house. Do that, and then there's a lot of little steps that you can do in the meantime. Do those things. Start picking up those little steps of what you can do right now to get the process started for purchasing. Download HUDHomestore.com is one. You can get good deals still from there, especially if it's your first one you buy it and you're an occupant. Go get your best deal from that thing, man. You can do it. I've seen them properties go for $5,000, you know, for a whole house. I'm like, man, but being a broker, you can't even buy it. You got to find other ways to do it. But, you know, it's just, you know, so there's deals there where there's equity in it. I would say start. That's what I would say. Start now. Start from right where you at. Don't let nothing tell you can't. Get in it, jump in it with both feet, and start the process, even if you don't have the money, because what I do know for certain is the good deal always will find the money. So a good deal will always find the money, set it up, get the process and get it in step and get it in place. The good deal will find the money, and you'd be surprised at what will happen for you when you start walking towards it. You start making a commitment to yourself and you make up your mind to say that I'm going to do it. You'd be surprised at what doors open up for you. By the author, the originator of the universe, by whatever name we choose to call them, and whatever energy we use, will open up doors. So that's what I have to add. And I thank you for the opportunity to share that.
No doubt. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, that's good stuff, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're so grateful. I knew to take a back seat on this episode, let my man Maurice, broker of 3, soon to be 4 states, getting ready to be president of everything out there on the East Coast. And I'm so grateful to have his presence there. Do me a favor, and Maurice, as soon as you hang up this call Deanna real quick. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful for all of you. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Y'all have a good day. See you for all the other trainings happening tonight. All right, everybody.
I'm not sure if you already know this, but you're already absolutely perfect. You're already absolutely great. And you're already living in massive abundance. The most important things that you have is not what you have. It's not what you do. It's what you know. Because the people who do know what you need to know to lead the middle class, they're in the top 1%, and they control 96% of the world's income. 97% of this world is trading time for money, and that is not the way to become rich, it's not the way to become wealthy, and it is absolutely not the way to leave the middle class. There are 7.8 billion people in the world right now, and they all want to learn how to make money and how to leave the middle class. But the way to become a master at anything is to learn all the rules and then bend them to your favor. Right now in this world, there are 2,057 billionaires. Right now. So if you think becoming a billionaire is impossible, that's 2,057 people that have already proved that impossibility incorrect. And if you think that's crazy, there are 46.8 million millionaires in the world, worldwide right now. Now think about that. 46.8 million millionaires, and that number grows 1,730 millionaires every single day. Money is everywhere. You don't need to max out your credit cards. You don't need to borrow from granddad and grandma. Just look behind me. Look at all the wealth sitting behind me in this junkyard. It's insane how much money is everywhere, and you don't need to go out there and beg, borrow, and steal to get it. You just need to know the rules of making money and how to leave the middle class. Essentially, all you need to know is the algorithm of making money, the rules of making money. All you need to know is what to do and how to do it, and you can leave the middle class. Any industry, yoga, golf, underwater basket weaving, clipping fingernails, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is know how to do it, how to get it done, and then find somebody to teach you how to do it, how to get it done, and you will be able to leave the middle class. If you're not getting my point, it's real simple. Whatever you have up here, as long as you understand the rules of leaving the middle class, as long as you understand how to get money, you can take what's up here and get wealthy from what you already have. Right now, the very thing you know up here is already being searched 1,000 times a second on Google. Someone right now, actually 1,730 people right now are going to become a millionaire from the stuff that you have in your head. Why can't this be you? I mean, it's 1,730 people with your ideas that are no better than you, that are going to leave the middle class, become a millionaire. Why are you not next? So how do we do this? How do we take what you know and apply it to objective money-making secrets and then allow you to leave the middle class? How do we take you from where you are and let you escape to where you want to go? So how do we make all this money or take all this knowledge from the Warren Buffetts, from Elon Musk? How do we take everything that everyone before you has done, and how do we take all of that and then put it in your head so you can leave a legacy for your family? My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. 32 years ago, I lived in a trash can. That's right, from 6 to 14, I had no running water, no electricity, no anything, and somehow I'm in the top 1% today. Not because I had the right background, not because I had a silver spoon in my mouth, simply because being homeless made me learn how to make money. I retired when I was 29 years old. I'm more than likely younger than you. I'm one of the top 1% income earners in one of the richest countries in the world. What I learned how to do when I was 6 years old was learn how to generate enough money to eat some cookies so I wouldn't die to death from starvation. From there, I learned how to go from cookies to a meal, from a meal to clothes, to shelter, to everything else that supplied my necessary needs. When I was 6, I was forced to learn how to make money, and now that's what I'm going to do and help you do. I've seen amazing results. I have my own economy, I've homeschooled my own children, and I wrote a book that teaches you every single thing that I know about making money, every single thing that other people know about making money, and most importantly, all the stuff that we don't tell you. Because the truth is, and you know it like I know it, the most honest, the most hardworking, unselfish people on planet Earth live in the middle class. Yet, your honesty, your unselfishness, your devout religion-going self is not enough to get to the top 1%, and that's not fair. The second half of my life has been not about how much money I make, but how I will be remembered from all the money that I have made. And I've been trying to teach everybody how to get out the middle class. I'm the crazy guy famous on the internet for trying to create 100,000 millionaires. I've created 8 so far. I got a 9th one on the way, all the way from India. That's pretty cool. And what I want to tell you is something very simple. It's been hard. It's been absolutely hard to help people leave the middle class, not because of the people, because the system would rather keep you being someone else's money instead of you having your own economy and having the money come find and flow to you. It was frustrating because I knew that anybody can make money. And if you knew what I knew, you would change your life. Over the last few years, I've built a large following of over 500,000 people every month that pay me for me to give them advice. Well, that's been exciting for me. And the cool thing is I've created thousands of six-figure earners. I've created millionaires. I've created people who can live their dreams and hold on to their legacies. And now my eyes are on you to create you to what you need to be great. I have been teaching my principles and these principles to hundreds of thousands of people around the world, every country, all continents, and anyone who has taken them seriously, written them down, and applied them have a 100% success rate of leaving the middle class. I've taught these secrets to my following, my inner network, and I've watched them go from 4 figures to 5 figures, 5 figures to 6 figures, 7 figures, all the way to 8. Everything that I've ever learned from millionaire mentors, billionaire mentors, and everything I learned from being homeless, and everything that got me into the top 1%, I have placed inside of a book. To date, it is the longest book that I've ever written, the most best book that I've ever written, and that book is called The Richest Man in the Trash Can, and I'm offering it to you today for free. This book is going to show you how to become wealthy into the top 1% and leave the middle class. This book is going to give you a step-by-step plan if you're 30 years old, all the way to 70 years old, how to get into the top 1%. If you're a teenager, how to get to the top 1%. If you're a millennial, how to get to the top 1%. It's going to teach you how to make 6 figures immediately, teach you how to get to $1 million immediately, and all that good stuff. Plus, I'm going to give you the 36 objective laws of leaving the middle class. Plus, I'm going to give you every last one of my secrets that have made me rich. You have to understand that leaving the middle class is the most important fight that you're going to have in your life. And to be honest with you, and you can kind of relate to this, it almost takes $450,000 a year just to be broke in America. And that's just in America. If you don't leave the middle class, which is actually an illusion, then you are going to have a really hard time. Think about it for a second. Most of you are going to be watching this are going to be baby boomers, and you've been sold a bad check. They lied to you. Your retirement was not enough for you to live comfortable, and I'm going to give you this book for free so you can figure out how to triple your retirement and then quadruple your retirement, and then as Grant Cardone would say, 10x your retirement so you can live the life that's worthy of you. I want you to remember that leaving the middle class is the most important battle that you could ever face in your entire life, especially for your family. So consider this video, this book, your friendly tap on the shoulder. I want to send you a free copy of this book because I believe that abundance is your birthright. I believe that abundance is freedom, and I believe that this book is right for you. In fact, I believe in that so much that I will send you the book for free. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. I'll eat the cost, I'll take the loss, and all you have to do is get the book and dominate your reality right now and apply the principles so you can be the best person for your life that is yours. Fill out the form sitting right there to the right. Go ahead, dominate your reality. I can't wait to send you my book. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to have you as someone that's been on the journey with me. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate.